budgeting and knowing where your money is going. Um, I guess not living above your, means pretty much, and um, knowing when to say yes and no.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another video of Tea Time with Letitia on Gratified Grad, where it's my goal to help you graduate with gratification. Today's tea is, and I'm having trouble pronouncing this, so y'all laugh at me if you want, I don't care. But it's sarsaparilla root Indian. Let's see, can y'all see that? Yeah, so if you can pronounce that, kudos for you. But it reminds me of root beer, which is really interesting. But it has like a really good earthy flavor, and it's known for detoxifying the blood, helping with dermatitis, and I think eczema. I mean, I don't know. I haven't drank this tea long enough to know if those benefits are actually true, but I do know that it tastes pretty good. So I'm going to let today's guest introduce himself.
What's up, everybody? My name is Raymond Buchanan Jr., born and raised in Mobile, Alabama. Graduated high school from LaFleur High School, the best high school in Mobile, by the way.
Oh, it's a Panther sitting right here.
I know, that's why I said it. But in 08, then after that, I went to Bishop State Community College, got a associate degree from there in 2010. Then from there, I went to University of South Alabama, where I got my civil engineering degree, and where I'm currently now getting my MBA at LSU in Shreveport. So, yeah, I drink some hot water with some lemon and ginger tea. So I've been fasting fruit and vegetables for since Monday. Today's my last day, thankfully. So I'm ready to eat real food again.
Well, it's a good detoxing and cleaning out at least.
Yeah, exactly. I'm currently working in Atlanta, Georgia for Georgia Power, where I'm what they call a line design transmission engineer. Pretty much my duties day to day, I support a lot of the customers we have. I designed all the big transmission lines across the state and, doing a lot of designing and structural analysis.
So I've been learning about the engineering area and things like that. So it's pretty interesting to hear the different parts and what each part plays in the electricity that we have in our homes. So you are getting your MBA right now as well. What sparked you decide to go back to school even more?
It's been a conversation I've been having myself the past year and a half. It would help me, in the future with getting a supervisor job or manager job, just to help fluff up my resume a little bit more, with competition. So that's one thing I wanted to go back to. I mean, I was scared to go back because one thing I went to engineering for, because I was good at math and science. I wasn't good at reading and writing papers and stuff like that. So it's been a challenge. I've been doing pretty good. My first semester I made 2 A's and a B. So it's been pretty challenging, especially work from home. So you work from home, then you gotta find time to study and go to school, and you in the house all day. It's not a good thing. So trying to find time to go out, try to work out, do something. So I've been trying to work on balancing that. So it's just a good achievement to have a higher degree too, as a Black male. So, and I guess that's why I went back to grad school, to continue to train my mind, and it's like a muscle pretty much. So you got to continue to train and learn different things, and it forced me to read too. That might be strange. I'm not a big reader, so with grad school you have to read. So it helps me out a lot. So just to prepare myself, like I said, for the future, and to be an example for people younger than me, and one day for my family. So it's it's very rewarding.
How is and this is just more of a curiosity question, but what's the difference in the information in the two different degrees? Because to me, it seems like a business degree is very different from an engineering degree.
Very. I mean, with engineering, you have like, I don't know how many math, like maybe 4 or 5 math classes you got to take. You have chemistry, a lot of things like that, and then you go into the engineering classes. But with MBA, you have all kind of business classes, leadership, accounting, financing, just so stuff we don't even touch in engineering. So it's a lot different. You have a lot more papers, just group work. Just it's a lot. It's a lot. Just
Yeah, I completely now, like, I have more context behind like what it means to get an MBA on top of like having whatever other degree you may have, because those are like, the material doesn't touch on each other at all, right? And I think about how, like, I went to Dillard University, which is a historically Black college university in New Orleans, Louisiana, and that's a liberal arts university. So they require you to take like pretty much the breadth of the work, or the breadth of the different fields you can go into your first year. So I had to take a course in psychology or sociology. I had to take a course in like public health, and just I had a number of different credits I had to fulfill, not just studying in my major. But then when I came to Penn State and I saw that the courses that the students at Penn State were taking, like most of their courses were in like, well, I'm in the sciences, so I mainly only talk to students in the sciences, but the vast majority of their courses were in the sciences. So they weren't taking any English courses. They weren't taking any math courses beyond like, the statistics. So I definitely think it's beneficial to step out of like your main realm of understanding. But I also can imagine that it does stretch your brain a lot.
it makes sense because once you get to that level, like being a manager, like you have to look at the financing and accounting of the company, how they make money, and how to ins and outs. So it makes sense. So you kind of get farther away from the engineering and more managing people. So it makes sense. So.
Okay. So what skills do you, or like what training or information do you enjoy most from the business schooling?
Honestly, like managing money, pretty much. And I wish I would have known and had this skill like when I was younger, just saving money more. And I think that's had been like a big part like of my life for the past like year and a half, just managing money, like paying off debt. I don't have like a lot of debt, like just school loans and my car, and I'm about to pay that off this year. So just to be, debt free is looking at how I'm managing budget my money. So that's has been like one of the biggest things pretty much I've enhanced on since I've been in school. I've been learning that before school, but just being in this program just helped out a lot.
That's pretty nice. Like when you can take what you're studying and apply it to your life. That has been like a big goal of mine for a while now. Like, how can I take this information? It could be in whatever I'm learning, but how can I take this information and apply it to different areas in my life so that it makes me feel like I'm more well-rounded and more holistic in my approach to learning, instead of just having like a tunnel vision and saying that, okay, I'm only learning this piece of information for this cause kind of thing. And it also makes me think about, and I've said this, I don't think I've said this on this channel actually, but I've said this a lot, and I've thought about this a lot while I've been getting my PhD, is that coming in, I thought that I was just going to do science, get results, and graduate. It is nowhere near like that. Like, they expect you to be an illustrator because you have to make figures. They expect you to be a speaker because you have to present your data and your findings, and you have to give presentations. They expect you to be a writer because you have to publish articles. And then let's say you do want to go and become a principal investigator and own your own lab. You then have to know how to manage your grants and the money that you get in. And I think that that is a flaw in like this whole system of like educating us. I don't feel like they really train you enough in all of those areas, and like so that you're prepared to do whatever next job. Like I feel like I need to be going to get an MBA.
Exactly. I feel like, especially in high school, going to college, I feel like I wasn't prepared at all. Different things I wish they would have had, forced the issue on like writing paper more, like reading more, or like even with financing. Like I think that would have been like more of a better class in like high school to get you prepared for life, pretty much. So
Right. Financing is a big one that I think should be taught in high schools because I mean, once you graduate and you get on your own and you're making a job and you have income, you need to know what to do with your money to be a stable individual.
yeah, that's one thing. Like I said, I'm a car person. Like I love like getting like it's not getting a car like every other year, and like I want a Tesla so bad. Like I guess the engineering in me is so bad. I don't know, but it's just one of the cars like I really want. And I almost got one this year, but I had like a Honda Accord that I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stay with it. I'm just pay this off. Like if something happened to it, then I'm getting a Tesla. So I'm like just trying to be, disciplined and everything. So it's been a challenge for sure.
Discipline is definitely the thing because I also want to get a Tesla or just an electric car in general. I've like test driven some and like I've kind of kept up with like the hybrids that are coming out and stuff like that. And I just know that financially I have other goals that I need to get first. So maintaining that discipline is really key and really important.
That's how I broke it down too. Like I want a house. Like I mean, get this stuff and pay off this car and focus on my student loans, and I'll be then down the line I get it. So it's not going anywhere. I think especially like over years they're going to continue to improve on a technology and their products. So I'm not really worried about it.
That is true. Just like the cell phones, like every year they get better and better. So if you miss out on this one, you can catch the next one. I do want to know, like, what is the most valuable thing that you've taken from some of your finances courses?
Budgeting and knowing where your money is going. I guess not living above your means pretty much, and knowing when to say yes and no pretty much. I try to if I want something like a purchase, I try not to make it out of emotional. So I'll try to wait like a week or so before I like make this purchase. Like, do I really need this? And then I go from there. I try not to because I might see something I won't, but I'm like I don't really need that. So I'm waiting to see how I feel about in a week or so, and then come back to it. So that kind of helps me out. Like I said earlier, I moved in with a friend maybe this summer to help save money and down payment for a house. So for the end, living in Atlanta can be expensive. So I was like living in a high rise, and it's like $1,600 a month I was paying for rent. That's for rent.
Wow.
Not even including like electrical bills, like just food, like just it was crazy. So I moved in with him. Like, you want to charge me like $650 a month. So it gives me a lot of room to
That's a
like,
big difference.
yeah, big. So I've been like just paying off my car, just paying more money down on that. Student loans, even though they deferred them to like, this year, I still been paying on them, little stuff like that. I've been investing more. I use like different platforms like N1 financing,
N1
Robinhood.
financing. I have not heard of that. What is N1 financing?
It's similar to Robinhood. You don't know about Robinhood. It's very similar, but it's allow you to make like a pie, pretty much. And I have like different. I have two portfolios with them, but it allows you to buy stocks and have it like pretty diverse form. You can buy. You don't have to buy a whole share, but it's very. I like it way better than Robinhood. I mean, Robinhood's cool, but I like how.
Okay. And I was using Acorns for a little bit. And it was pretty simple. I didn't have to like make any choices about what goes where. And I didn't have to worry too much about watching like, do I need to move some of my choices or anything like that? So that's why I used Acorn and I liked it. But then I decided I need to boost up some other areas.
Exactly. Yeah. And like maintenance is another good one type of budgeting. I just got in that one, so it helped me, to see where my money is going. Also start putting money in like different high yield on saving accounts. So
Mm-hmm. I have one for travel. And so like at one point before I just let my budget slowly disappear, I'm working on going back to my budget. But at one point I had a certain amount that I would always put in my travel fund. And because I like to travel, like I try to go somewhere at least 4 times a year. And when I say go somewhere, I don't mean like I'm going out of the country or anything. Like just take a trip to North Carolina or Kentucky or something like that. But whenever I want to travel somewhere, I just go to that fund. And because most of the time the money's just sitting there until I decide to take a trip. And so if my money is going to sit, it might as well build interest, greater interest than it will build in a savings account.
Also, meal prepping this week helps me out too, just to not go out to eat as much. So like, I love like French fries and stuff like that. So it's so it helps me out just to maintain also not only my financial but my health wise too. So
Right, right. Wow, you really just said a whole lot of good financial tips. Um, Investing, budgeting, meal prepping, which goes into saving and investing, um, making the choice to not live alone. I think that would be the hardest one for me personally, because I
yeah,
love my space.
it's
But
it's it's been working out. Like I've been on, we work together, and he has like a townhome. So like I'm in a basement, and he got like 3 floors. So we like separate the floor. So
nice.
it worked out.
Well, that's good that you found a good situation that allows you to save money and being very future minded too, like just thinking about, your future family and the knowledge that you want to pass on to them as well as the material wealth that you want to pass on to them. I think that it's so easy to make those impulse purchases and just say that, well, this is what I want now. So I'm just going to do it. But then, like you said, one of the things to kind of not do the impulse buys is wait a week. Right. And, if you're not thinking about that thing a week later, then should have bought it. You don't need it. Overall, the best thing about finances that you have come to practice and you think is just a really good tip?
I think the biggest thing was not to look at other people's like life. It's easy to do that with social media and seeing people doing all different things and traveling. I'm like, I know I'm doing pretty good, but they, how they doing it. So I'm like, I guess with me going, trying to save money up and financial, like, you got to look out what's, best for you and what, you want to do for yourself. And a lot of things you can't really, it's hard to do when, have even the social media, time right now with 2021, so it's easy to get lost in that and want to buy different things. And I never been like the person that go out and buy like $200 shoes and like just different like name brand clothes. So I'm pretty good there, but just cars been my like main thing. So it's been kind of it can be a challenge. You want to travel, you want to enjoy your money, but at the same time you want to prepare yourself for the future. And you can still do those things, like still be able to travel, but probably not as much. But it really, you have to have a discipline pretty much. Different things help me. Yeah, I just try to train my mind, like you working out sometimes help me out just to clear my mind and keep me focused. And
Yes, it is. Thank you so much for sharing all of your great financial information and experience. And kudos to you for choosing to go back to school during a pandemic.
it's been cool, like especially I feel like I have more time than like going to the office every day. I'm at home. It's just like like I said, staying focused and just you being in the house all day, you can go crazy. So, you know, I have blinds out here. I might just open the blinds up just to see the, you know, the sun come through or something to help me out. Or I might go for a walk for like 30 minutes. But it's been, I think it's been like really challenging because I've been in school in 8 years. So it's been definitely getting back in the flow of things and studying. So it's been different.